Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here. Today, I'm pleased to introduce the new electric vehicles that will replace a portion of the Department of Health's fleet used by our dedicated district nurses and environmental health officers. The Minister for the Cabinet Office, the Honorable Vance Campbell, who also joins me, and he will share information about the new EV bikes for the post office. You would have heard previously from the Minister, the Honorable Wayne Ferbert, who's the Minister responsible for transport. He is the one that spearheaded the Evolve Bermuda initiative. And this initiative aims to phase out the importation of internal combustion engines, or ICEs, vehicles and help Bermuda achieve its net zero goal. Today marks a significant milestone in our zero emissions vehicle initiative, ensuring that the island is ready for the global shift towards electric vehicles while proactively addressing the challenges of vehicle emissions. It is heartwarming to see these electric vehicles supporting our Department of Health team, who play a very vital and pivotal role within our healthcare system. Our district nurses visit patients in their homes to deliver essential healthcare services. They manage chronic diseases, assist with post-hospitalization care, provide palliative care, and engage in health promotion activities. Their work improves access to healthcare for individuals with mobility issues or those living in more remote areas of our island, and it reduces the need for hospital admissions, enhancing the quality of life for many Bermudians. The environmental health team in Bermuda, another vital section of our healthcare system, ensures public health by maintaining a clean and safe environment through various roles, including inspecting food establishments and investigating for foodborne illnesses, monitoring drinking and recreational water, as well as contaminants, and managing disease-carrying pests such as mosquitoes and rodents. Our district nurses and our environmental health officers travel extensively around the island, making reliable transportation critical and crucial to their everyday ongoing activities. And these new EVs will help them cover their areas more efficiently. The adoption of EVs supports Bermuda's environmental goals by reducing emissions and promoting cleaner air. Lower fuel and maintenance costs will provide financial savings for the healthcare system, allowing more resources to be allocated to patient care. And as the Minister responsible for health, I am particularly encouraged by the fact that improved air quality from reduced emissions will benefit the health of our community, especially those with respiratory conditions. Research indicates that reducing exposure to tailpipe emissions, such as soot and particulate matter, can lower the risk of mortality, heart attacks, and hospitalizations due to heart disease and cancers. Our commitment to reducing vehicular emissions aligns with global environmental and public health goals, and our entire community will be the beneficiaries from these new electric vehicles as Bermuda advances on its path to becoming a zero emissions transportation leader here in our region and the Caribbean. And as I said earlier, Bermuda's district nurses and our environmental health officers are an essential part to our healthcare system. Adopting electric vehicles will further enhance their ability to deliver high-quality care while supporting our environment. I'd now like to turn over to the Honorable Minister Wayne Campbell. Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the media, ministerial colleague, and our representatives from partnering ministries. As the public will be aware, the government is currently finalizing its Evolve Bermuda initiative, the zero emission vehicle policy, which will eventually phase out the importation of privately and commercially owned internal combustion engine vehicles in Bermuda. Spearheaded by the Ministry of Transport, the proposed phase-out dates for the ICE vehicles include 2035 for cars and 2040 for heavy trucks. As you have heard, to lead by example, the Ministry of Public Works has committed to electrifying the government vehicle fleet through a phased approach by replacing aging assets with ZEVs when available. On behalf of the Cabinet Office, and more specifically, the Bermuda Post Office, I am pleased to join our partnering ministries to signal our willingness to participate in this initiative. we believe that sustainable development is an essential element of postal operations. It contributes to improved efficiency and resilience, strengthen customer relationships, and the development of new products and services. In addition, responsible operations allow postal operators to create attractive and safe working places, build trust with communities in which they operate, and leverage their networks for the involvement and benefit of the general public. As a United Postal Union member, the Bermuda Post Office supports efforts to incorporate sustainable development into their activities for a sustainable future. The Post Office operates several cycles and vehicles that have an impact on greenhouse gas emissions from postal operations. In that regard, we have decided to do our part to be part of the solution to combat climate change. As the largest motorcycle fleet operator within government, with 50 cycles, the Bermuda Post Office was identified as a primary candidate for the electric motorcycle pilot program. So we've partnered with the Ministry of Public Works and purchased 2 electric motorcycles, which will allow us to test the technology before larger procurements are considered. The initial pilot is planned for 6 months, and we look forward to getting acclimated to these new vehicles and ensuring a cleaner, greener way to deliver mail. Thank you.
Thank you. Minister of Health, Minister Campbell, thank you very much. I am pleased to have another one of our electric vehicles to our fleet to support the services, particularly our nurses and also our environmental health workers. As nurses, you know, our role and close ties with the community position us really as a trusted voice in the face of climate change. I had the benefit of being sensitized a few years ago with the Earth Medic and Earth Nurse on health environment related concerns as they talked about the unprecedented extremes and weather-related events. And we know all too well with things like hurricanes and droughts to reduce those emissions of gases. Using the electric vehicles allows us to contribute to lowering some of those greenhouse gas emissions. It will also present us as nurses and health workers an opportunity to create positive change through leading by example. And this climate change impacts health directly and indirectly, whether it's through the effects on water and air quality or even noise pollution. And our role in the community is about preventing disease and promoting health and well-being, as well as responding to the challenges posed by climate change. Nurses are uniquely positioned to effect that change by educating the public and their colleagues about climate change and its impact on health and the environment, and influencing the behaviors that can stop or reduce its harmful impact. Using the electric vehicles is one step toward that change, and I thank the ministers for their support in us realizing that. Thank you.
Members of the media, any questions for ministers?
Could you tell us the total number of vehicles that we're looking at here?
You would have heard from Minister Campbell how many with respect to the bikes, and for the nurses and the Department of Health, it's 5 in total. However, it's important to note that Minister Birch, who is not unable to join us today, is also leading in the initiative to ensure that we look at all of government fleets, and as we retire cars, then we replace them with electric vehicles as needed and when available.
Will you be looking towards gauging how much of an additional stress this puts on the electric grid once you start getting these vehicles in circulation?
I think that's something that could perhaps be best led by Minister Ferbert insofar as discussing it, because he did lead on the Evolve initiative, so he could probably provide you with the technical information as that relates to that.
Anybody else? Seika?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Depending on how things go, are there any plans to bring in any more electric vehicles for the nursing or any other departments as time goes on?
Absolutely, that's what we're looking at. As you would have heard from the Chief Nursing Officer, we want to reduce our carbon imprint in Bermuda, and particularly with respect to the services that we offer through the Health Department. And as such, as we see, and we are anticipating that this will be a very successful initiative, as we retire fleet cars from our fleet, we will replace them with electronic vehicles.
Will the expected profitability?
At this point, I can't say, but I can say that we have the ones that you see right here behind us, and we will certainly be looking to replace the old fleet as they're replaced. If they're still usable, then we can't replace them at this point. But when we retire them, then we'll be looking to replace them with the electronic vehicles.